Good morning. Morning, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, good morning.
Hi there. What is your name, please?
Shalonda Sanders.
Shalonda Sanders.
Yeah.
What are you here for this morning?
I don't know. I have a notice in the mail. Where my paper at? I was supposed to come in at 8:45, but it's.
I don't have you on Judge Martin's docket. Is it? Let me see.
Yep, it said Tuesday. It just.
I'm gonna look your name up. Is it Sanders?
Yes.
What's your first name?
Shalonda.
Can you spell it, please?
SHALAUNDA.
That's what I've got here. It's for tomorrow at 8:45.
Oh, tomorrow? Okay.
Yep. Okay. We'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, tomorrow. All right. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. This is tomorrow at 8:45.
Okay, the wrong day then. Miss Gary,
Yes, hello.
good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
Is your attorney joining us this morning?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, we haven't seen him as of yet, but I'm here and ready when he arrives, okay?
Okay, do I stay right here or just?
You can stay right here. Yes, ma'am. Good morning, Ms. Greer.
Good morning, Judge. How are you?
I am wonderful, ma'am. How are you?
Very well, Judge.
Are you here for a specific case?
I am. First of all, I'm doing your violations of probation if you have
Yes,
any.
ma'am.
Okay. And then there's a sentencing today. And I can't remember.
Asensio at 9:15.
Oh, it's at 9:15. Okay.
It's at 9:15. The two violations are at 9 o'clock, and I haven't seen either one as of yet.
Okay. All righty. Well, I'll zoom off and come back a little bit before 9 then.
The 9:45 violations. I'm sorry, the 8:45 violations.
8:45. Well, I might as well stay then, Judge.
Ms. Greer, I'm looking right at the doc and I'm saying the wrong thing. You are correct. It is 9 o'clock violations and 9:15 Asensio. I'm looking right at it. So if you do want to come back on at 9 o'clock for violations, that's fine.
Okay, I'll do that then. Thanks,
Thank
Judge.
you.
See you soon.
See you, ma'am. Mary Ann, I don't know what kind of problem I'm having this morning. I'm looking right at the times.
Gonna be one of those days.
No, it's not. It's going to be a wonderful day. The sun is shining. It's a little bit warmer than last week. Miss Gary was on time and she's nodding. Mary Ann, I'm stepping off, but I'm not leaving. Let me know when Mr. Zayed gets here.
I will.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, Mr. Zayed.
Good morning, Your Honor. I apologize for the delay. I had some connectivity issues.
No worries. This is 21BB00786A, Van Buren Township versus Brittany Simone Gary. Your appearance, please, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor. Justice Zayed appearing on behalf of Ms. Gary, who is present and consents to appear via Zoom. Ms. Gary, can you state your full name?
Yes, Brittany Simone Gary.
Sir, have you had the chance to review the recommendation from probation with your client?
Yes, Your Honor. I had an opportunity to speak with Ms. Gary about the PSI report. At this time, we have no revisions, additions, or corrections. I would just ask for some time to allocate on behalf of Ms. Gary.
Absolutely. Proceed.
All right. So Ms. Gary is 31 years old. She has 2 children. She's a single mother. She's gainfully employed. She's working at FCA, and she's the person who provides the financial support for her children, the emotional support, and really takes care of her children. She really has no extensive criminal history, particularly no violent or assaultive crimes, no history of substance abuse. This was her first offense. For all intents and purposes, this indicates to be a isolated incident. The needs assessment, in my opinion, determined that she's has very low risk of recidivism, and we would respectfully request that the court adopt the recommendation at this point.
Thank you, sir. This court does not lecture. I did read the police report and the summary of the day's activity on the alleged offense date of March 17, 2021. I did take the plea from Ms. Gary. And this court reviewed the recommendation that provides that this is Ms. Gary's first drinking and driving offense with this court. And will adopt the recommendations made by probation agent Stephen Hicks. Will sentence Ms. Gary to 6 months of probation. Probation cost will be a total of $240, $300 fine, $300 in cost, $75 crime victims, $50 mandatory state costs, $20 fund fee, $125 restitution of Van Buren Township, 24 hours of community service within the next 6 months. If Ms. Gary needs a list of nonprofit organizations, she can contact probation for that. She will need to provide documentation regarding the community service to probation. She will attend a level 2 alcohol education program or engage in outpatient treatment beginning within the next 30 days, and follow all recommendations from probation and provide documentation of that program to probation. There was a recommendation that she engage in parenting classes with documentation of probation within 30 days. The court is not going to assess that, in as much as the plea is slightly different from the original charge. Ms. Gary is not to purchase, consume, possess alcoholic beverages or controlled substances without this court's approval and with testing as directed by probation. The total fines and costs in this matter are $1,110. She will make a payment plan with this court's collection department and make regular payments during the pendency of her probation. Any questions, sir?
No, Your Honor.
Any questions, Ms. Gary?
No.
Ma'am, thank you so much for being so prompt this morning, and the court wishes you well. If you need anything, please reach out to probation and let them know how we might support you, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Your
you.
Honor.
You both have a wonderful day.
You as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Silkowski, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor.
See, Art just sneaks on all incognito and I love your shirts. That long sleeve button up is, I think, is marvelous
Trendsetter.
versus having to, I wear a sweater because if I wear a court shirt, it's a short sleeve shirt.
Yeah, you will show your occasion.
Mr. Williams,
Yes,
could you turn your video on for me, please, sir?
I've been trying to turn it on. I have nothing but these numbers here.
No, you had it on a moment ago. I'm going to send you something that should help you.
Okay.
Did something come up?
Not yet. It came up once before, but I had no volume, and I went down to the bottom left to get the audio, and then it turned me off the video. I can hear you, but I can't see you.
What type of device are you on?
I'm
Are
just
you on a
on a
phone, a
regular
tablet?
a regular LG phone.
Okay, so if you tap your screen, does a button come on that shows you to start video?
No.
Okay.
I just got HD voice up here for some reason, and I had it on video, and I don't know what happened. And I heard your voice, and I just didn't touch the phone because I heard your voice. I didn't want to be missed.
I saw you when I first came out. I'm sending you a message that says to start your video, and it should be a pop-up, should be something on your screen that says the host is asking you to start video or something like that.
I have a thing in here that says Zoom meeting in progress.
Oh, here you go.
Okay, you can see each other?
I can see you now. This is 210178OT. This is City of Romulus versus Marcus David Williams. State your name for me, please, sir.
My name is Marcus David Williams.
Mr. Williams, today is the day and time set for your sentencing in this matter. Are you ready to proceed, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
This arises out of an offense date of December 26, 2020. You were arraigned on June 3rd, 2021, and at that time, you entered a plea of guilty to operating while visibly impaired, and the open intoxicants in vehicle was dismissed. At the conclusion of a January 3rd hearing, the court indicated that you should contact probation for your pre-sentence interview and for the sentencing date. You did not comply with that request, and a show cause was issued in this matter. You failed to appear for the show cause, which was on July 13, 2021, and this court entered a bench warrant. That bench warrant was then recalled. The show cause was rescheduled to September 23rd, 2021. You did not appear on that date, and bench warrant was issued again. You thereafter presented at probation. They did the interview and scheduled the sentencing for today. Did you receive a copy of the pre-sentence report with the recommendation from Stephen Hicks of the probation department?
I have that now. The notice to appear, is that what you're referring to?
No, it would have been a 2-page document that lists the recommendation from probation for your sentencing.
I never got any of that paperwork. I went to the Romulus courthouse. The lady had me fill out all the paperwork. I filled all the paperwork out there, and she said, just wait for this, wait for my I did my pre-sentencing, and now I'm doing my sentencing. I went to the courthouse and filled out the paperwork like she told me to. She said, come on in, fill out this paperwork, and everything should be fine from there. And that's what I did.
And you did the interview with Mr. Hicks? You talked to him about the offense that occurred?
Yes, I did the what you call the pre-sentencing. I did speak with
Yes.
the judge. Yes, I spoke with him.
And did he report to you what his recommendation was for your sentence? Or are you saying that you hadn't received any information about that? Okay.
He didn't give me anything of that nature.
Mr.
He said I have to
Williams.
wait for my sentence.
Okay. I'm going to read you part of what I have. And if there's conversation you want to have about it, either not being factually accurate, or if there's something else you want to tell me, I'll listen this morning, okay?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Hicks' report goes over your history, including where you went to school, your marital status, number of children, your military service. Thank you for your service, sir. A little bit of your criminal history and your marijuana and alcohol use. He expressed some
Yes.
concern that you continue to use alcohol after you were placed on bond and ordered not to consume alcohol during this matter. That's a side note more than anything else. This court does not lecture grown-ups, and I figure you know what your situation is, and you can be honest with yourself about your alcohol use. You don't need to do it right now with me. There is
Okay.
a recommendation that this is your first drinking and driving offense with this court.
Yes.
That the needs assessment that you took suggested you would benefit from outpatient treatment, that you report consuming 1.5 shots of liquor and a sip of beer on the day that you were arrested for this case, which is not consistent with a BAC, the blood alcohol of 0.166. He further indicates that you deny having an alcohol problem, but the fact that you violated your bond by consuming alcohol is concern to the probation department. It's a concern to this court as well. But in as much as you deny needing treatment in this matter, the recommendation is that you not be placed on probation. The probation department is asking that you be assessed fines and costs, all mandatory state fees and costs, and that you pay restitution to the city of Romulus of $200. They're also asking for 48 hours of community service at a nonprofit organization. Is there anything you'd like to say to the court before a sentence is imposed?
This is my first experience, first time going through this. I really regret it, and I'll do my best not to let any of this happen again, because this is something that never happened to me before. So I really regret putting myself through this, and it's really been a rough year. It's been a rough year.
Have things
And,
improved at all, or are you
yeah,
still
things
having a
have.
rough year?
Well, things have improved for me personally, but on the other personal note, I can't get a state ID. I can't get my military ID. I got 4 pieces of ID, but I got to have 5, and the one I need, I don't have.
What's
And
holding you up from getting ID?
Well, I need 5 pieces of ID to just get a state ID, and I can't get a state ID because I don't have a 5th piece of information.
A 5th piece of information?
Yeah, you have to have 5 pieces of identification of something identifying you, and I only have 4, so I can't even get a state ID. I'm basically messed myself up so bad where the little paper they gave me that says I can drive is virtually not. It's just a piece of paper I was given, I guess, for my
Mr. Williams,
protection.
our director of probation just turned his camera back on, and I can tell by the look on his face that maybe there's a conversation you can have with him while we're not streaming.
Okay.
Our proceeding right now is streaming live on YouTube, and I'm thinking that maybe if you talk to him after you're done with me right now, that you can have a conversation with him, and hopefully he can get some clarity from you as to what you might need, and this court can help you.
Yes.
Okay. For purposes of your sentence, Mr. Williams, the court will adopt the recommendation of the probation department in part, and will impose a fine of $300, cost of $500, crime victims fee of $75, mandatory state cost of $50, fund fee of $20, restitution to the city of Romulus of $200. This court is not going to impose community service in this matter. Your total fines and costs, sir, will be $1,145. You can talk to the court's collection department about setting up a payment plan, okay?
Okay.
Mr. Williams, we have a phone number for you that ends in 9902.
Yes, that's my phone number.
I'm going to have Mr. Silkowski from the probation department talk to you. If you have a moment right now, I'll have you go into a breakout room with him. And if you can get to a quick answer as to what this piece of information is that you need for your ID, great. Otherwise, you can talk to him at a later time, okay? Oh, you turn your audio off. Ooh, Marianne. Yeah,
Did you mean to put me in there?
I didn't mean to put you in there. Mr. Williams, you should see a button to go into, ugh. Okay. Mr. Williams, let's try this again. Mr. Williams, you're going to see an invitation to join Mr. Silkowski in breakout room number 1. Mr. Williams,
Yes.
you should see an invitation to
I
go
see
into a
it.
breakout room, or do you, I'm sorry?
I just seen it in the left-hand corner, and
If you go into room, if you see the breakout rooms, you want to go into breakout room number 1. Mr. Silkowski is there for you.
okay, I'm just trying to wait till it shows it on the screen again.
You should see it right now. If you tap your screen, it might come up as an option.
I got my phone. I'm
If you
tapping my
can't see
phone
it,
and I can't see it.
it's okay. If you don't see, I'm just
I
going to
see
have
it.
him call you, okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you. You can disconnect.
All
I'll
right.
let him know that you're out here with, that he'll need to call you directly.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
You too.
Thank you.
Well,
He couldn't navigate to you. So when you get a chance, if you could reach out, I couldn't understand what the fifth piece was, and maybe there's something being missed in the request for information.
Yeah, sometimes they require like 5 pieces of identification with something with your address on it and then a picture. That's where the picture comes in, but sometimes if they even have yearbooks that can take those,
Oh,
but I will talk.
I appreciate your assistance, sir.
So, but
Oh, Mr. Williams is still here. I thought he was gone.
Judge, I'm going to go off for just a second to take a call, and I'll be right
Yes,
back.
ma'am. Okay.
Thanks.
morning, this is Virginia.
Hey, Virg.
Hey.
So I'm sitting on Zoom with Judge Martin. She just did a sentencing.
Okay,
And so there's a guy there that's trying to get his driver's license, and he only has 4 pieces of identification. And he then needs 5. So this is something that she's already referring to us to see what he needs.
okay,
So I think this is something that we also vet out and find out what exactly it takes. I've given people a letter from probation just saying, the so-and-so was sentenced, date of birth sentenced on this day, this month's probation. And they use that, and then we stamp it and the whole show, and they use that as a piece of identification.
okay. Yeah.
But I mean, just the ways to find out, just telling people, because they didn't even look into it, because they don't even know. But if you told them what it takes, you might go get one.
Right. Okay.
So, I mean, this is something we need to add to the list, but I think we can do it very easily. Take like the 2 things, and merge them together.
Right.
And, because when we can go to the second paragraph, another portion of the enrichment program is to help those blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
But in there, we have to also talk about $15 an hour for those that are indigent or having difficulty, paying their bills.
Okay.
And I think just a sentence or 2 on that, and then we let them glean from it whatever they can. The judge can say, oh, I got you. Go to the community resources link.
Yeah.
Go to this link.
Yeah. Yeah, you
So-
can even call it client services.
Yeah, there's, we can get 2 links going, and eventually there'll be a 3rd.
Okay.
And as far as community resources,
Mhm.
I got a good job for Avery.
Mhm. Okay.
Well, we have our own big list of community referrals,
We sure do.
but none of that information has not been updated.
Right.
I called some of those places. The numbers have changed, or they're no longer in business. Most of them, the numbers have changed, just like us. So yeah, if Avery can call and then ask about what their services are, do they take insurance? Is it private pay? Is it sliding scale? Essentially what we have. And then there we have those other resources that we can use to push around to use into our other resources. So we can do resources, substance use treatment. That's a portion of the community. What are we calling that portion? The community resources.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
So, but I think we gotta have a rough draft for them by Friday,
Okay.
because I'm not here next week.
Okay.
And we only have a 3-day week. And as of right now, I have not received a phone call canceling me.
Okay.
So if it happens, it's probably coming today. So once my pocket starts shaking, it makes me nervous.
Oh, okay.
Right. So what do you want to do? Who else has got to sign this card, and I owe you money? Yes,
well,
yes, and yes, right?
I already signed Steve's name. Just you have to write on the card,
This
and
is,
then tell us when you want to do it.
well, after I'm done with my violations, Judge Martin's off the desk right now.
Okay.
But she had already told me this, she had a crappy weekend because last year her husband's father passed away. So it's almost around his birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And so he really didn't do anything this year. And she's like, what are you doing? And I was like, I can take it to the cider mill and help you.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted a gift. And I told her, you're entitled to a gift. You just got married, man.
Right.
This is still his responsibility. When he gets to my age, that's when you just go out there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. He's too young then for that crap.
Here's Robert Mullen. I don't know. He might be. He never.
Hi, Mr. Mullen. Good morning.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.
Hi.
I do have a question.
What case are you here for this morning?
I'm here on Hanson. It's a probation violation.
Yep, got it. Okay, thank you.
I'm trying to see if she's in the waiting room.
She is not, sir.
All right.
Have we received an appearance from you?
I believe so. I had my office. There was confusion on the last hearing, so I had my office get involved with it. If this court doesn't have an appearance for me, I'd be more than happy to have one sent immediately. There should be an appearance in the file.
I don't see an appearance, but the files have been with me since last Thursday.
Okay.
My policy is about 15 minutes past our scheduled start time. Ms. Hanson was supposed to be here at 9. It's 9:20 by our clock. I'll give her to the end of our docket to appear. My last case actually should be here in the next couple of minutes. So if you want to mute yourself and see if you can get a hold of her.
Absolutely, Your Honor.
Thank you.
All right.
Is that coffee or water?
It's coffee, Your Honor. I need to pick me up here.
I can't drink coffee during the day like that, but I keep thinking I'll bring a teapot in. I think I could.
No, I only drink coffee here in the morning. I don't even have a coffee maker at home. Same place.
Coffee's just too much work for here. The pot and the filter and the coffee and the cream and the sugar versus tea. I'll drink tea as it is. So I say that out loud. So when Mary Ann sees a teapot appear, she won't be surprised.
Yeah, I'm a coffee guy. I'm not a young guy that's with the energy drink thing. 3 shot.
I'm trying to think of where were we when I had Turkish coffee for the first time? They bring out this little itty bitty cup, and I'm like, that's not enough coffee. That was the thickest, most energy jolting thing I've ever had.
Your Honor.
Sir.
I thought, was that the probation department that was in a breakout room? I'm just curious. They flashed to the probation officer. Was he in the courtroom?
He's on the screen right now. Do you need to speak to him?
I was going to, because that was one of the things I wanted to ask him for an update. Your Honor, can I just tell you what the issue is with my client? She said she thought it was tomorrow and she's working. Now, she said she could be to my office in 40 minutes. And I said, problem with that is judge said they only give you to 9:15. So I don't know what you want me to do. And I don't understand why she hired me to represent her in this matter. Why she wouldn't show up on the date. she's supposed to.
Well, we had issues the last time, Mr. Mullen, which was why the matter was adjourned. So if you want to speak to Mr. Sokowski, I'm happy to put you in a breakout
I would
room.
love to. I would. See if we can try to get this resolved in some way. Or, you know, as far as like coming to your court, Your Honor, that's all, obviously, that's all in your hands of how you want to handle that. And, you know, I don't know what to do. I have an 11 o'clock oral argument in front of Mark Slavens at Frank Murphy. That's my only bottle up for this morning. I'm just telling the court that.
I understand that. Listen, go in with Mr. Sokowski. I'm sending you an invitation right now.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is 2101740D, City of Romulus versus Cartier Mccaliff. This matter was scheduled for probation violation hearing at 9 a.m. today. It is now 9:26 by the court's clock. Notice was mailed to the defendant and defendant's attorney on October 27th, indicating November 8th at 9 a.m. Again, it's now 9:26 by the court's clock. Neither the defendant nor her attorney have appeared this morning. Based on the failure to appear, bench warrant shall issue.
Judge, this is Miss Greer.
Yes, ma'am.
I was doing another hearing and I didn't hear what you actually said. Are you in need of me right now?
I'm sorry. This is Mccaliff.
No problem, Judge.
She was scheduled to be here at 9 o'clock. It's now 9:27 by the court's clock. Defendant has failed to appear. It was indicating that the court will have bench warrant issue.
Okay,
Actually, I take that back. Ms. Mccaliff does not have a previous failure to appear. Her crime is not assaultive in nature. Show cause in this matter. The only other remaining file that we have this morning is 21HR120190D. This is Huron Township versus Jessica Asensio. This matter was scheduled for sentencing this morning at 9:15. Notice was mailed to Ms. Asensio on October 28, 2021, setting the time and the date as November 8, 2021 at 9:15 a.m. Again, it's 9:28 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant has failed to appear.
Your Honor, for the record, Sharon Greer appearing on behalf of the defendant, I'd just like to indicate to the court that I have not had any contact with her. I have attempted to contact her by phone to no avail. I've left messages for her, but she has not returned my calls. So I do not have any explanation for her non-appearance today.
Thank you, ma'am. Inasmuch as today is the day and time set for sentencing in this matter, and the defendant has incurred some new criminal charges since she entered a plea in this matter, the court will ask for a bench warrant in this case, 5,000, 10%. Ms. Greer, that concludes the docket that this court would have for you. The other matter we have is a retained matter.
Okay, thank you, Judge. I appreciate it.
You have a great day, ma'am.
You do the same.
Thank you. Marianne, no call from Andy?
No, not yet.
Oh, I am not complaining. Garcia with no jacket on. I didn't think it was nice enough to not have on a jacket, but
Oh, yeah, I just saw that it's gonna be 64.
he just walked by. I just saw him. I'm gonna kick them out. It's 9:33. They can chat with each other.
Your Honor.
I kicked you out because I want to dispose of these other matters. If you want to continue to talk to each other, that's fine. But
No,
Mr. Silkowski, as for Ms. Asensio, she's failed to appear this morning. How do you wish to proceed?
Well, Your Honor, after I spoke to her a few days ago, conversation was a little odd, and then she hadn't returned my calls for 2 days after, so I wouldn't be surprised that she would show up today. I guess. I don't know, I'll contact your other probation and see what they can do about it.
And as for Ms. Mccaliff?
Your Honor, I anticipated her showing today. She's been communicating with me.
Here's the thing, because she's failed to appear this time, talking about Mccaliff, I did not see her crime as assaultive in nature. I was going to issue a show cause for her, but based on the domestic violence charge 2 months ago and the positive test, I wasn't sure if show cause was appropriate or probation would be seeking bench warrant in this matter.
Your Honor, if you don't mind, I believe she's due to be sentenced on the 10th on that domestic violence charge. And if she does not appear for that, then I would say we just proceed with warrant. If she shows up, then I'll reschedule the violation if you like.
Okay.
Show cause.
Show cause, okay. And for Ms. Hanson, you and Mr. Mullen had an opportunity to speak. This is the case that ends in 474C.
That's correct, Your Honor.
How are we proceeding this morning?
Your Honor, I don't, like I said, I gave you the circumstance what I was told that it would take her like about 30 to 40 minutes to get to my office.
Mr. Mullen, I can't hear you, sir. I'm sorry.
You can't hear me at all, Your Honor? Is that better?
I can hear you now. You were muffled before.
I think my hand was on the screen. I'm sorry, Your Honor. What I was going to say is, I told you about what my client had indicated and I have to argue this case in front of Judge Slavens at Frank Murphy coming up at 11. So I told her, I'm not here, like this is your window. And she told me that she wouldn't be there to 30 to 40 minutes. Now, how long is this docket going? Because I'm going to try to see if I can just get her to put her on Zoom.
This is the last case I have. I've concluded all of the other matters scheduled for me this morning.
So I think that's the situation we're in, Your Honor. It doesn't make sense to me. She told me she thought it was tomorrow. I know she had a problem last time, and she did retain us. I made sure my office sent in the appearance, and I spoke to the probation agent, and hopefully we could resolve this matter. I think it's a matter of just getting her into this court. I know that doesn't help you because you have these now violations as well as 2 issues with her coming to court. And I'm not putting you in the best of position with all my arguments at all. I understand that, Your Honor.
Mr. Sokolowski?
Your Honor, I'll be honest with you. This woman will not communicate with myself or anyone in the department. We've emailed, we've called, we've sent her several requests for appearances, and she's never responded. I'm at a loss.
Judge, and I know this, and I'm gonna, Your Honor, I'm gonna just be blunt because I don't know any other way to be. I'm not saying I could be successful, and you might have the court's patience have been tried. But if I could just get a small window to get her in my office and get her here for a hearing so that we can do whatever needs to be done to facilitate this proceeding, whether it be a violation, a sentence and termination, or whatever is going to be the final outcome of this case. I would just ask for that now that my office is involved, and I will take a more active approach of getting her to my office for the hearing on the right day and the right time.
What's the next violation date, Mr. Sokolowski? I don't have it out here with me.
Your Honor, it will be December 15th. However, I may not be here to represent the department. I may need someone else.
Mr. Mullen, here's the issue. When Ms. Hanson was here before and indicated that she had retained her office, I gave her today's date from the bench. I gave her the date of November 8th at 9 a.m. from the bench. My notes indicate that. She was disruptive when she was here on that day. She did not want to use the Zoom room that the court has available to her. Based on that, the court is reluctant to adjourn this probation violation hearing. What I will do is set the matter. I want to adjourn it with Mr. Sokolowski not being here. Oh. And I don't want to bench warrant her given the fact that she's retained you and you've been in communication with her. We'll show cause your client, see if we can get her here sooner. But I'm inclined, sir, to extend her probation. So if you can talk to her and get her on, make some arrangements, and we can figure out what's going on and why she's being non-compliant. I don't know what else to do at this point.
I understand.
Anything else, Mr. Mullen?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Sokolowski? I'm sorry.
I was just going to ask, in the terms of the show cause, that'll give us more flexibility in turning her in on that, meaning that when she gets that show cause warrant, there'll be a protocol the court has for bringing that in and managing it. Would that be the right assumption?
Well, I think part of it would be her addressing the things she's been non-compliant on, which is testing, payment, and treatment.
Okay.
Mr. Sokolowski, is that possible to show cause her for those non-compliance issues, or would you prefer just to adjourn the violation hearing? I don't know. You tell me what's best for you or best for your department.
Your Honor, I didn't know if any dates later this week were available, or maybe I don't know if you're here those 3 days of Thanksgiving.
The problem is I have domestic tomorrow, felonies on Wednesday. Are you here on Friday? Or would you be
I am.
available by Zoom on Friday?
I would, yeah.
Mr. Mullen, what's your calendar for Friday?
Your Honor, I'm available on Friday if I could do it by Zoom. I have an 8:30.
Absolutely.
I have an 8:30 in Livingston County. I'm sure I could get a room and do the Zoom hearing. And I will have her at my office and make arrangements for my office staff to set up Zoom and be there unless you want her in person. The show cause is in person for her.
I'm sorry, are you in Livingston County in person at 8:30?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you be back at your office by, Mary Ann, can you pull up Friday, please, at 10 o'clock maybe? Or is that too close?
That might be tight. I mean, I can schedule for it if you give me a little grace.
We can say 11.
Okay.
Is that better? Or
Sure. I mean, I have something here locally, but I can play with that time and, showing up. Okay.
So we're talking November 12th, 2021 at 11 a.m. Get your client in. If she's not here at that time.
I get it, Your Honor. 11 a.m. on the 12th.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am.
Anything
Thank
else?
Thank you for your patience, Your Honor.
Thank you. Art, thank you for your support and assistance this morning.
Thank you, Your Honor.
That's it for us. Have a good day.
You too.
Mary Ann, I'm gonna leave us up just in case something